Channel 11 at 10.
And a lot of money is spun around our economy that weekend.
Lubbock business owners speak out about what Texas A&M leaving the Big 12 means to them. Good evening and a thank you for joining us.
On October 8th, the Texas A&M Aggies come to Lubbock to take on the Red Raiders for what may be their last dance.
Today, the Aggies announced plans to leave the Big 12 Conference at the end of the summer. KCBD News Channel 11's Michael Slaughter joins us live near Texas Tech with more on how today's announcement could impact businesses over there. Michael?
Well, Karen and Abner, any Red Raider fan knows that this area along University is usually lined with people for big games like the one against A&M on October 8th. And with the stadium right here next to us, many of these restaurants and retail shops see big money that weekend to the tune of about $12 million, according to the most recent study. Every other year, Texas A&M fans travel to Lubbock for one of the biggest games of the season and one of the busiest for retailers like Red Raider Outfitters.
Obviously, it's a huge weekend for us, as well as for restaurants and in hotels and everyone alike.
In 2005, there was talk about moving the rivalry game to Dallas, and that's when Eddie McBride says the Chamber of Commerce studied the economic impacts of taking the historic contest out of the hub city.
In our membership, we had a huge response to it, and over 90% of the respondents who applied to our survey said it would have a negative impact on their business for that particular weekend.
According to the same study, 94% of hotels, 70% of retailers, and 69% of restaurants say that game brings in more money than any other home games. But lately, businesses say A&M fans have been less willing to make the 8-hour drive.
They haven't had good trips, again over the last 12 years, and so we've seen the Aggie Nation not as strong as we have in the past.
A&M fans didn't travel to Lubbock real well the last several years of the rivalry, and I think that's because they're getting their butt kicked every year.
And that's coming from an A&M alum who says he would be sad to see his alma mater not come to the hub city.
So I'm sad that A&M's not going to be coming back here. 2 years ago was the first time that A&M won since I moved here.
But if this is the last time we see the Aggies in Lubbock, it may be a game like no other.
If we thought 2008 with Texas was out of control, this was the end-all say-all for Texas A&M and Texas Tech, and I would not want to be the Aggies marching into Jones Stadium in October.
Now, obviously, when A&M leaves, the biggest question will be how Texas Tech will fill that void on the schedule. Well, retailers we spoke with today said they're confident that the university and the conference will keep them in mind as they make their decisions going forward for the future of the Big 12. Karen and Abner.
All right, thanks, Michael. So again, with Texas A&M's possible departure from the Big 12, it means this year's Tech A&M game could be the last conference game between the universities. And even at the thought of that, tickets are in hot demand.
So much so, some season ticket holders are actually auctioning off their tickets to the game for nearly $1,000. KCBD News Channel 11's Abby Reed continues our live team coverage tonight with the latest details there. Abby?
Well, Karen and Abner, Texas Tech is set to host A&M on October 8th. Tickets to the game don't go on sale until Monday, but tonight on eBay, we found some people, season ticket holders, who are actually trying to sell their tickets. Take a look at this. One season ticket holder is asking $824.
A quick search on eBay for tickets to the Texas Tech Texas A&M game on October 8th brings up a lot of choices. Many of the prices are in the high triple digits. Season ticket holders touting the game as the final game ever between the schools.
But we expect it to be a very popular ticket.
Dave Welsh with the Texas Tech ticket office says the tickets are a hot commodity.
Well, it's always a big game for us no matter what, and I honestly have not had time to digest the information from today, but obviously there's a perception that this is the last time we'll ever be here, so certainly that will raise demand to a fever pitch.
A fever pitch that's spread to the internet. While the individual tickets to the game don't go on sale until Monday, they can be purchased right now as a package. So when it comes to forking over major bucks on eBay for a ticket, Welsh says
it's not necessary because A&M tickets are on sale right now through our office, either as a package or they can buy them on Monday online.
And again, tickets go on sale, individual tickets go on sale on Monday, but from now until then, you can purchase some packages. We'll tell you how to do that. Just visit us on our website, kcbd.com. Karen and Abner.
All right, thanks, Abby. Well, all day today, we've been running a poll on KCBD.com about Texas A&M's decision to try and leave the Big 12. So we asked, if A&M leaves the Big 12, would you still want to see Texas Tech play the Aggies in a non-conference football schedule next year? And the results are in. 48% of our viewers said yes, they would still like to see Tech and A&M play, but 52% said no, they would not. And if you would like to jump in on the conversation going on about A&M's decision, then join the discussion on KCBD's Facebook page right now.
Switching gears here, several bars in the Depot District are being investigated to determine if they served too much alcohol to a Lubbock doctor and a teen involved in a deadly car accident earlier this month.
TABC launched an investigation after DPS arrested 31-year-old Dr. David Gonzalez-Gibler yesterday for intoxication manslaughter and intoxication assault. His blood alcohol level was almost double the legal limit when he flipped his car, killing one teen and seriously injuring another.
KCBD News Channel 11's Tiffany Pelt has been following the story and has the latest. Tiffany?
Karen and Abner, we're not sure which bars are being investigated, but police say they can prove the doctor was with the two teens in at least one of the bars in the Depot District and possibly other bars right before the accident. Dr. Gonzalez-Gibler flipped his car over this guardrail on the North Loop. Front passenger 18-year-old Danielle Rios was ejected and suffered serious injuries. 19-year-old Samantha Martinez was also ejected and died instantly. But police say the teens didn't know the doctor until that night. They met him at the Depot District for the first time, and through bar receipts and text messages between Danielle and the doctor, police can prove they had been hanging out in at least one bar together before leaving.
I think he was served way too much alcohol. I think at some point it should have stopped. He shouldn't have even got behind the wheel. So there's a lot of responsible parties out there.
Gonzalez-Gibler's blood alcohol level was at 0.14, while Danielle's was nearly triple the limit at 0.22. She also tested positive for cocaine. As far as Samantha, police are still waiting for the medical examiner's results. As for the doctor, his bond is set at $80,000, and if convicted of the felony, he will lose his medical license. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Tiffany. Well, it looks like we might be getting a break from the triple-digit temperatures this week. Let's go to John in the First Alert Forecast Center to find out how much of a break. John?
Well, hopefully, Karen Abner, we started a trend today. We stayed below 100 degrees, and we might actually think of this as the last time to see 100, at least yesterday, because overall weather pattern is changing. For the remainder of this week, we should stay just below and hopefully even into the mid-90s as we go into the weekend. Tonight, though, let's take a look at the Super Doppler HD3, show you that not much going on in the way of any precipitation. There was some scattered throughout New Mexico earlier, a couple of showers along the interstate, but no activity around our region. It has been a night, though, with warm temperatures again. We didn't have the extremes today that we had yesterday, but even tonight we're still in the 80s in Lubbock, Tahoka, down to Lamesa. Off of the Camp Rock, the areas from Turkey, Matador, Paducah, Guthrie still holding in the low 90s there, as well as community of Jayton. But overall, we did see a little break in temps. Hope to continue that tomorrow. Pleasant 73 tomorrow morning. It will be in the 80s at noon, just like it was today, but not as hot. Hopefully going for around 96 or so tomorrow. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, John. A Lubbock woman known for her volunteer work was laid to rest this morning after losing her battle against diabetes. 50-year-old Cynthia Craker died this weekend after being on dialysis for 3 years. She created TLC, Troops Love Christmas, a program that would set up booths at stores for people to sign Christmas cards. She would then send them to overseas to the troops. Craker also volunteered for CASA as a court-appointed special advocate. Her husband says she impacted many.
She just wanted them to know that there was somebody here that was thinking about them and that appreciated the fact that they were over there fighting for us. She was very avid as far as the CASA. She never could have children, and especially once she got sicker, anything she could do to help a child, she would go out of her way to do.
In her honor, her family is asking community members if they'd like to donate money. Donations can be made to either Lubbock's CASA or to the American Association of Diabetes.
Well, she will be missed.